so hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you all for taking the time to join us. Today we are discussing a topic that is transforming the way companies interact with the customers, the collaborations between human and AI in the modern contact centers. So, however, an important question many businesses ask is, will AI replace the human agents? The reality is the most successful organizations are not replacing people, they are empowering them. So when AI and humans work together, companies can create smarter contact centers, improve customer experience, and accelerate sales conversations. So before we begin, let me introduce our speakers for today. So first, I would like to introduce Rahul Patel. He is the co-founder of Verbix.ai, and Rahul has been deeply involved in building AI-driven solutions that helps businesses automate conversations while empowering their human teams. And also joining him is 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐿 Srivastava, SDR at 𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐬, who brings valuable frontline experience from the sales development side, where human interaction and AI tools are increasingly working together. So let's move forward. I have a question to Rahul. Hi, Rahul.
Hey, Urvi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, so I have one question in my mind, like customer expectations today are higher than ever. How can AI help companies deliver faster and more consistent customer experience, Rahul?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's a question which is widely been asked if I attend a lot of webinars and workshops. So everyone wants, like as a customer, if I am ordering something online from e-commerce platform or something, I want resolution of my problem to be faster than ever, right? So AI will going to play an important role here. Like, if you have implementing any solutions, like, for example, if you are running the e-commerce company now, your customer require the solutions to be faster, considering like either you at the chatbot or you at the 24/7 AI voice bot or something. But even if that has been done, you have to provide structured data to AI in order to respond faster. So definitely, AI will help resolution to be faster, because nowadays AI become a more smarter than ever. And even if you go with the latest version of ChatGPT or Gemini or something, they also record the history of what you discussed with them in the past. So effective use of the AI will definitely improve the customer experience and definitely customer support a lot.
Yes, it's true, very true, Rahul. So, okay, I have one thing in my mind and would like to ask Ashi, from an SDR perspective, how important is customers' experience during the first sales interaction, Ashi?
Okay, hi, like Urvi, thank you so much for inviting. First of all, I'm ready to share what all information I have about the customer success field. So if I'm talking about an SDR perspective, absolutely, I think it is very important to understand the first impression, right? Because the first impression is going to make or break the whole conversation. So if we are taking it this way, it is not important which brand, or it is not important which company you are coming from. It is more important what value you come in the first call, right? So it is more about relation building and like understanding the client rather than just pitching the product and talking about money in the first place. I think here, yeah. So we should not, just talk about or follow a simple pitch. It should be more personalized and well researched and engaged.
So, as your perspective, we must have to find out the background of the customer and this personalized pitch for them.
Absolutely, because the one technique cannot go for everybody, right? So we need to understand which company or which person we are going to talk to.
Okay, yeah, very, very insightful guidance. Rahul, I have one question just come up in my mind. to ask you. In sales and customer service conversation, where does AI create the biggest impact today? What do you think?
Okay, good question. So let me give a real-time example what I faced. Like, I was traveling to Virgin Atlantic in January. The problem was like, we are in India and their booking office is open in US time zone, right? So before when I was traveling to the Sam Airlines, I had no point to contact them easily, right? So during the off hours, even they have a voice bot assistance, which is real-time assistant connected to their system to, answer me perfectly of my question. Like, they real-time created tickets for my problem because I had an issue with the luggage, right? And my luggage was not coming, and I applied for the claim for a reward or something. So instead of the real-time person who actually was not connecting me, the bot was discussing me with from starting to closing my tickets. It means like this will impact a lot, drastically change the way how AI plus human can work, right? Like I as a human talking to AI all the time instead of real-time person from the Virgin Atlantics. That is one of the examples. So the way how the today's the way how the dynamics has been changed in the AI is tremendous, and I see like a lot many things will be going to affect everything. But as I mentioned, like AI plus human is required for all the interaction, because sometimes human is become more irritating if they are continuously talking to both. So definitely the AI should be there, but humans should be part of that conversation. But yes, AI done a lot of improvement in the customer conversation, customer experience.
Yes. Nowadays, people are using AI a lot in regular daily basis
Yeah,
also,
because
sending
yeah, yeah,
emails and stuff.
yeah. Instead of using the even I don't know when I used Google search, right? Because everyone is now all the AI platform and all those things. So the
Yeah,
way how our life has been changed because of that, yeah, obviously we always have a threat that okay, tomorrow machine will going to kill human, right? Like the film which we see in the Matrix. So that hopefully that will not be happen, because there would be always guardrail to be there, that AI will not do the wrong things for any sort of prompts which has been asked.
yeah. The way is AI growing, it's like after a few years or after decades, people start making their clones.
It would save a lot
Yep.
of time, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I have one question for Ashi. How can sales team balance the automation and personalization when interacting with the prospects?
In my opinion, I guess like personalization and automation can go hand in hand, because now in the fast-paced world when everybody is using AI, we cannot just do everything manually. It will, kill a lot of time. And yes, it will not going to work. Why? Because this is how we can reach, let's say, and as an SDR, if I'm doing everything manually, I can only reach out to 10 people in a day, because I have to do outreach, I have to like personalize my mail and everything. But definitely like automating like all the operation process where I have to schedule meetings, or maybe let's say I have to plan like something else, like all the operations part, I think I can automate, or people should automate all of these. And personalization should only come when it is a human connection, whether calling to the person and reaching out in the first place. So yes, both is effective altogether, but it should be like conversation should be personalized over phone, and rest thing we can do automated, because that will work this way.
Right. Okay, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
And, yes, Rahul, I have one question for you. How can conversation intelligence help business improve both customer satisfaction and sales conversation?
Okay, so that's a good question. Like your question is more about the conversation intelligence, right? So it is all about like the data which you have in your system can improve both the customer satisfaction and sales conversation. So Basically, as you know, like data is new oil. So the conversation intelligence is something where AI can play a role in the conversation when the customer is talking to real agent. They also use some part of the AI stuff, like for example, if the agent is talking to the customer, like real agent, not a human agent, not the AI agent talking to the customer. What AI can play a role is like, AI can understand the intent of the conversation, and based on that, they can suggest like, okay, what answer you have to tell to the customer. So, it will be a more, human centric answer, but it's a detailed answer to the customer, which will increase the customer satisfaction. For example, in Google, there is Gmail even there is a new feature for AI assistant, right? So instead of writing me a long mail myself, I can ask AI write answer based on my conversation, right? So AI can suggest what we have to answer, because AI nowadays is trained in a way where they know the intent of the customer. Like if customer is angry, what the response to the customer to make it more relaxed from the email, right? So yeah, this will definitely increase the customer satisfaction and sales
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes, very true, very true. So I have a question for Ashwin now. How can AI help SDRs respond faster while still keeping conversation human and engaging?
Okay, first of all, nice question, because when we are talking about customer experience or anything comes under this, it should always be like, I think human presence is really important, because yes, AI is ruling nowadays, but it's still like we human give the prompt and, like shaping we are going to convey our message. So yes, a human touch is very important, because when we talk about like personalization, we know what this company or this person required. So based on that, based on the research, we are going to add value to this particular conversation, right? So I think yes, AI is good, automation is good, but it should be always a human interaction top of all. And yes, we can use AI and the automation selectively or effectively to make everything works out for us.
Yeah. Yes. I think human is mostly needed. They cannot trust only AI. They must have to check after finish the AI's task.
Absolutely correct. I mean, most of the company, they believe nowadays everybody can recognize what is, AI generated. So they still value the emails. If it is AI generated, people will find, okay, it's AI generated, because everybody's using that. But when we talk about human connections, we cannot just, like automate or use AI in every places. They do respect the human touch and understanding the empathy and active listening and sharing problems and understanding that part. So yes, we work with many enterprises and companies, and in that space we have like they do value the company because we have certain human touch in it. Same product presents like multiple brands in the market. Why somebody choose one particular product? Because they have trust, they have that repo in the market. So
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah. But
that is like crucial, right?
yeah, human touch is needed all the time, and AI is building from the human content. AI is building from the whatever human provided to the world, right? So AI is not something they generate the content themselves. They are generating the content themselves from the content of human, right? So it's not something AI has its own brain to do this. AI just added one layer on top of the content or whatever available in the market.
Right. And if you talk about like the same product selling by like, in one company, there are 10 people, let's say, 10 all have like different strategies to pitch the same product. So yes, I mean, we do have same AI tools, we do have same features, but everybody's using it effectively. Like they have their own style to use it. So we cannot say that AI is only going to do all the work. Human needs to be smart, how we are going to make most out of it, right?
True. Yeah, yeah.
True, very true. So I do have one question. Like Rahul, what mistakes do companies make when trying to introduce AI into their customer support or sales processes?
Okay, perfect. It's a good question, by the way. So the mistake is the number one mistake is like, without having the proper data structure or without having proper data modeling of the data, right, before they apply the AI on it, I think most of the companies fail to get the required output from what they are looking from the AI. So data modeling, data structure is very important. Second thing is like without knowing like what AI can do for them, they just imply the AI by considering like their competitor has the AI, right? So looking at that perspective, like, okay, my competitor using the AI, I have to use the AI without checking like whether that AI implementation, what they are doing would be set with their business process or not. Third thing is like, whenever you want to implement the AI, you have to look at like what are the manual things in your process which you can automate, right? It's not something you can automate something new which is not in a manual way, right? So this is the couple of things which they have to look into it before they implement the AI for the company.
Right, right. Very insightful to understand before we implement AI, what scenarios we must have to check. So now next question for Ashi. Ashi, what skills should customer is facing professional develop to success in an AI assistant environment?
I think when we talk about skills, I think personalization should be top of it. And other than that, empathy, I would say, because I mean, AI can be empathetic, but it cannot be go like level, right? So yes, again, here when we talk about human versus AI, I think AI, it should not be human versus AI. It should be human and AI or with AI, right? So yes, we can use AI and make things, easy. When we talk about skills, I think empathy should be top of all when we talk about customer success and support space, because people want to heard, like they want people to understand their problem rather than immediately giving solution, right? So that should be the most important skill, I believe. And other than that, like active listening, because we can be empathetic once we understand their problem to their level. I mean, I have to put myself in their shoes to understand what they are going through with. So I think
True.
every industry, everybody's nowadays having customer space with their team, right? Because whether it is like a big companies or health tech or like education or anything, everybody needs now customer team, success or support team, so that they can connect and make their customers or consumers experience better. So yes, it should be always about empathy top of all.
Right, all right. That's true. That's true. Yes, Rahul, I have one more question for you. One challenge in CX is handling high volume of inquiries. How can AI help scale customer support without compromising experience?
Okay, so this is very good question. So basically, AI play the important roles in this case to distribute, categorize the number of inquiries from the customer automatically based on the content and intent, right? So basically here AI will play important role to identify which customer is in priority, right? The same thing which we had implementation with one of our US based customer, where they are e-commerce company where they have a requirement to fulfillment of the order, right? Now they got the order from the multiple customer from multiple channels, either from eBay or from Amazon or something, right? Now in order for them to fulfill the order for those customer who really are important for them, now what AI can do is like AI identify how many orders that customer did in the past, how many positive review that customer given them to in the past, right? Or how many, the customer whose order value is higher and they can deliver in a due time faster or something, those orders they can make a priority to fulfillment. So these kind of things AI can play a very important role. And again, as I told earlier, like, if your data is proper, your content is proper, your data model and data structure is proper, AI is the best tools nowadays to utilize it in a proper way.
Yes, so we must have to make sure our data structure is proper before we
True.
apply to
Yeah.
prompt or anything to AI. So that is very insightful and very informative things. Ashi, I have one question for you. Like, how can customer support and sales teams work together to create a better overall customer journey?
Perhaps like customer success and support and sales go hand in hand, because when we talk about sales, maybe we the first person to reach out to the prospect, but it is like how we are going to sustain that relationship, how we are going to retain those clients. It is all, in hand of customer success team and support team, because how they are going to improve the quality and their overall experience. So yes, like onboarding, or maybe like, coming, like the first impression, it is very important. That can be created by SDR or like sales team. But the later relationship, it is totally equally important and totally depend on the customer success and support team. So yes, it is definitely hand in hand. If one team lack, it is going to hamper the overall performance. So I think nowadays many companies are like started taking it so seriously. Earlier it was maybe another, domain, but now it is as important as the other domains. I mean, if tech people are important nowadays, customer success and support people are equally important, because without them, I don't think so company can go long way, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So, Rahul, as your point of view, how can AI help contact center against better understand customer intent during live conversations?
Okay, so this is one of the good questions because nowadays companies spending millions of dollars to train their agents, right? Now agents make a mistake because they are a human, and every day training, every month, every week, train the agent is adding a lot of it adding a lot of expense to their cash flow. So the thing is like, providing the real-time suggestions while agent is contacting to the customer is very important. And nowadays there is a lot of tools in market which is providing that kind of services that if agent is talking to the customer, he got the notification that, okay, you mentioned this wrong thing because this customer has this or that. You have to tell this to the customer, right? So this is very important things to provide the real time notification, real time suggestions to the agent while they are discussing with the customer. So this will help agent to, instead of grasping everything while he is talking to the customer, he can use those suggestions from the AI, because what AI is doing is like AI reading all the conversation of that agent with the customer from past as well as the real conversation, is providing the correct answer to the agent that, okay, you have to speak this to the customer. So this will lead to a closure of the deal, or this will lead to the satisfied answer to the customer.
All right, all right. So, Ashi, I have one question for you. Like, what role does empathy plays in customer service and sales conversation?
As I already told, right? So empathy should be like top of all, because when we talk about relationship building, it should always be, like empathetic, because I mean, anybody can sell a product and there are so many similar products in the market, but why somebody choose a certain product? Because they have certain understanding with that particular brand or company, or maybe the person, right? So yes, it should, like we should not always product centric or like selling, we should not always choose that approach. It should always be like understand the person's need and then try to, frame a product or pitch a product according to that. So yes, empathy is important, because without that you are another person in the market and there are so many right now. So how you are going to stand, it totally depends on how empathetic you are or how nicely you can understand the person's problem.
Okay, so now I would love to open the floor for the attendees. If they can ask any question, they please feel free to share your question.
Okay, sure. I think there is a couple of questions. Let me take the first one. The question was, what is the optimal balance between human agent and AI to maximize customer experience without losing the human touch? I think this is a very good question. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, world will be work only if there is a AI plus human, because human touch is very important on every aspect of the AI, because sometimes AI made a mistake, but human cannot if human has the enough understanding of the specific context of the subject. So the optimal balance, there is no specific guidance for that, but I can say, like, at least 50% of human, 50% of AI agent can work out this situation.
All right. I think we have one more question. They're asking, can AI help sales teams identify high-end leads?
Okay, what is the question? Okay,
Yeah, the
Asi, you
question
can
is,
answer or I can.
Yeah, let me go. I can see here another question which talks about AI and human and how we can, like take the responsibility divide, which should be like human based and which should be AI driven, right? So I would say, I mean, it's very easy to like you can divide in such a way like everything when it's connecting over phone or like initial outreach should be human led because you cannot make, like send email another similar AI made email to somebody and expect a positive response, right? So I think first, like whenever connecting first time to somebody, it should be always human led. You can use AI to automate like your emails, and you can use AI to find like understand the perspective of the person or maybe the details, right? The outreach part you can use AI to find right details and collect data and save your time there, but you cannot like rely on AI to making your first interaction with somebody. So yes, outreaching and connecting with somebody personally should be better idea, and you can use AI to collect your information.
Okay,
uh,
let me
yes,
take next question. The next question was, what is the biggest challenge in implementing collaborative human AI contact center model, and how can they be overcome? Okay, so the biggest challenge in implementing the collaborative human AI contact center model, right? Human plus AI contact center model is, again, like, we don't know what part of the AI can help uh, along with the human, based on my experience working with the contact center, because we deliver a lot of implementation to the contact center, specifically under Verbix.ai, that we identify, like, some contact center, they don't know what exactly they wants to do with AI, right? So we have to guide them, consult them, right? That, okay, your contact center has this outcome, you have to use AI at that part, specifically to have the contact center to work seamlessly with AI. So again, like, consulting approach in the AI is very important to implementing the human plus AI in the contact center. Uh,
there is one more
okay.
question.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I can see another question by Ravindra here. So he wants to know basically understand like AI, how AI can like make customer experience nice without making conversation feel robotic, right? So I think yes, everybody wants to use AI because now it's another buzzword in the market, right? But at the same time, we can now recognize ki, hey, this is chat GPT made prompt, right? And this is AI. But how we can make it more human, it's basically you can like avoid rely all the task. I mean, let's talk about a particular service. So yes, AI can maybe assign right team where you can connect for further discussion, or it can guide you certain step in the beginning. But when we talk about overall, it AI can help you to like redirect to the right team to make the conversation interacting. And how you can make it less robotic is by giving it more detail about the particular person, or the like understanding more from the customer side and framing answer accordingly, rather than the basic prompt that everybody's using, right? I think that would be better.
That's Yeah, that's good. Okay, the last question I can take, then we can, I think, wrap up this webinar. Okay, so the last question is, how can business measure ROI from AI in the customers? I think, Ashi, you already took this one, right? Or shall I take this question?
No, I think you can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So how, let me take this one. Like, how can business measure ROI from AI in customer service? So this is a very important question. Like, business is spending millions of dollars in AI now. Because we work with the customer, like they say, okay, I invest on the AI, what will be the return of it? Because I don't want that AI become a bottleneck for my business or AI become a headache for my business while I am investing. So there would be always a kind of a benchmarking or a milestone, or we can say, like, there should be a measurement where to measure the ROI. Like if I add, for example, the simple example is like in auto suggestion in Gmail, right? So if I have that feature in Gmail, I can easily drop my email with the proper English, conversation or something, even if I don't know English, right? So those kind of features. This is one of the example outside the subject, but I can say, like, we have to the customer first have to identify what they really want with the AI, and if we add the AI, it will definitely return whatever they invested, right? So return of investment would be positive in way, like, whenever they use the specific part of the AI. So yeah, this measurement customer has to do with the guys who implementing AI for the customer, because customer know they spending X amount of dollars on those manual things which they wants to automate. So definitely in they they save a lot of money by investing AI, but they have to themselves measure certain key points, or I can say, like, touch points which they really wants to improve with AI.
Yeah. So there are lots of questions we have.
Yeah.
Definitely, we are short of the time, so we will reply back on their specific email ID. We have everyone. Your email ID, we have it, so we will send the answer by email. And I would like to wrap up this webinar. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's session. I would like to highlight it. The future of customer experience is blending AI efficiency with human empathy to create truly meaningful interactions. We would love for you to connect with our speakers, follow Verbix.ai, and stay tuned for our upcoming webinars. See you again soon. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you,
Welcome.
Rahul. Thank you,
Bye bye.
Rashid. Bye-bye.
Yes, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.